something. I'm excited. Mayfield is here. Packed. Fans are just coming in here right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's kind of a drizzly day, but I think the rain is going to get out of here. We got about a 10-mile-an-hour wind that's going to get out of here. Mayfield Cardinals will be on the scene here at about 1 to 2 o'clock today. They're going to be ready to warm up for the game time at 4 o'clock. But we got Dawson Rural, WBON. And if you know what I'm saying, at a E, we got the bone today. The dog pound is in the house at Kroger Field, baby. Mayfield's going to bring us home to Mayfield. We're going to bring the championship, baby, back home. But Dawson Rural, man, tell us about how you got to know us and what's up.
So I love high school football in general, just around the state of Kentucky. I've lived in Kentucky my whole life. Last year, I watched y'all stream against the LCA in the state semifinals because I wanted to see what was going on with Cutter Bowley and all the hype. Are they going to get the state their first year? They thought, man, they had a really good shot. Y'all beat them. Now, I remember I had been down to Mayfield a couple months or a year prior. I did a story at EKU about the National Guard's help with the tornado recovery down there. And I remember being down there, being moved by seeing what I saw in the city. It was devastating. It looked like a movie scene disaster. And it was crazy. And, seeing it on the news over here, you hear, oh, Mayfield got flattened. And you hear it, but you never really see it until you actually see it. You can see the video on TV, but it's not the same until you get there and see it for yourself. So I was there the whole day with a couple classmates from EKU, walking the streets, interviewing people, seeing how much, their lives have been changed. And I remember two things. We stopped at a McDonald's, and I think that McDonald's is across from the high school, Mayfield, if I'm correct. There's a McDonald's. And we stopped and ate there, and I looked. I said, okay, there's one of the high schools. It didn't look like it had gotten impacted too much, thank goodness. It may have, I don't know. Did it, guys?
No.
Okay, good.
Good.
And so we drive over to, I think it was the fairgrounds, where they had a shop set up for people to come in and buy things that they needed because, it had all gone, unfortunately. And I think on the way back from there, we drove past the CFSB War Memorial Stadium. I looked over and I said, man, that place looks like one of those old school, legendary. And I just didn't think of it. And I went home the next day, looked up, oh, that's cool. So I always had Mayfield in my mind. Then I started researching after that game against LCA last year. The history of the school, top 5, what it is, and all-time wins. I mean, and this is a small, tiny town. Some of these other places, Valdosta in Ohio, and the other ones are in Kentucky, bigger areas. But little old Mayfield's got a top 5 in the entire state, in the entire country for wins. Right. This program is special, and nobody knows in Central Kentucky. I'd never really heard about Mayfield, and I've been alive at that time 22 years, So, the football season ends. I kept up with the game against Beechwood. Unfortunately, the kick happened, and I was down about that. But, man, they're going to be good. Hopefully, come around next year. So the season went on, and I kept up with the Mayfield Cardinals on KHSEA stats. Okay. First game, because our season's every Friday night at WBON, when our teams were out, was the Murray games. A little scary, a little close, but I was told their quarterback was back.
Yeah,
so
he's good. Yeah.
I kept up with that. I was like, man, this is the same guys I watched last year. This is awesome. And, I just love the grass field. It's kind of that different color. What's the name of it?
Bermuda. Yeah, but it's dormant. Yeah.
It's really cool. That's so unique. The trucks pulling up behind the end zone where that little fence is, that looks like something out of like Friday Night Lights, like a movie.
That's right.
That's so cool. I mean, they just don't get that anywhere, especially when it means so much to the town of Mayfield. Small people just pulling up their cars and trucks, yelling. The players are lined up on the 5-yard line. They can hear somebody 10 yards away on the fence yelling at them. That's just so cool for high school football. So then I watched the LCA game because some guys from Madison County, some athletes played for LCA this year. I wanted to see how far they get with Bowley. And y'all stomped them. And, it was close at the end of the third quarter. I'll say that, 30-29.
Yeah, it was.
And then y'all's running back, Judge Starks, man, he just went off. He ran for 2 touchdowns, almost untouched.
He did.
Then y'all drove down the field after they scored again, and it was just chaos there. Then you had the pick 6 at the end, and y'all are yelling, it's over, I was in my basement like, oh, this is crazy, boy, like, this is nuts. Like, these guys are 4 hours away. I'm sitting there sweating and cheering because, it's just so cool. And then I watched last week against Beechwood. I thought, oh, this will be easy at halftime. They come back and make it close. I'm like, good. And then the running back Judge fumbles, and I'm like, oh, man, they're not going to be able to review that in high school to see if his knee was down. Obviously, if you saw the pictures, looked like his knee was down. They can't do that in high school, though, unfortunately. Then Beechwood, this guy's got 400-something yards. Hayden, the quarterback, you're like, man, it just seems like the stars are aligned for him to go down and win this thing for them. But then the interception happens, and it's like, man, Mayfield, it's their time. Carter Morris, yeah. And then Suter, of course, redeems himself for what happened back there last year. And so I've heard he's been practicing on the Murray State field. Is that correct?
Yeah,
to get ready?
Yeah,
He's
all
gonna be
year.
ready.
He's ready.
So kind of wrap all that up. I mean, hey, I've researched the Mayfield history. It's been 2015. This school's got 12 state titles. It's been a while for them. They're hungry. I mean, I can't pick a winner. I have to be neutral here. But I'm supporting these guys for their awesome broadcast, Red Helmet Video, and I'm just, the stars might be aligned for the Cardinals today.
Let's back for sure.
Let's do it.
So here's the thing: if you watched O Cath play this year, they got a great quarterback in Atwell.
Brady Atwell.
Okay, Brady. They got a couple. Let's see, Tut, Carrico. He got his brother Carrico. Got several people, And hey, not taking anything away from them guys. They are here. But I did some research on the opponents. Opponents has won this year. They've only